Hi, this is James Melendez, James the Wine Guy, here to celebrate this wine book with you today. This is called Champagne, How the World's Most Glamorous Wine Triumphed Over War and Hard Times by Petty and Don Kladstrup. Now, this is the Kindle version on an iPad, which I love. For me, I travel so much, and it's nice to have this version on an iPad because it saves my back, and I can have everything I want to read possibly to carry with me in just one device versus many books, which I used to do. And it's the only way you could catch up with your reading. For me, it's a fabulous way to just read so much. And the smart way to smart read, which is to have the highlights and to look up words and to see what other people have highlighted as well. So it's a really nice feature. I'm not, this is not a review for Kindle or for iPad, but they're really fabulous. Now, this for me is my prop. This is my Dom Perignon 92 vintage. Now, I do have other prestige bottles, have yet to open them, have to, and I just need to identify those particular times to open them up and, most importantly, share. Now, Champagne is one of those amazing wines, one of the most, probably the most amazing wine story, because it's a wine that shouldn't exist. Given its climate, given its trajectory, its geography, its history, and this book covers that. This book really is a 9-chapter book, and it really highlights the difficulty of how Champagne became. Now, I think on this, it really focuses in on, first of all, the subtitle is War and the hard times, and it's fascinating because I think when you see this, it's amazing to see that we have Champagne today after all its adversity in this region, and to think of a region that's had so much war, and to think of it fast forwarding now in the 21st century, how we are so fortunate to have amazing bottles of wine. Now for me, I think this is a good read. It's one read that should not be your only book on Champagne. Now I say that because the 9 chapters cover from really early history, the Roman period, Charlemagne, going to Dom Perignon, Madame Clicquot, and I think these are really great important subject matters along the way. Less so on the technical side. So if you're looking for a book on the technicals of champagne making, and how it got to be there. There are a few encapsulated in this book, but not a lot. So you're going to really look forward to a different book for that. But it's a great history, great background. So if you love champagne as ardently as I do, you might really want to read this book. Now, I will say that this book I give a 9.1 out of 10.0 scale. I think the history is just absolutely exquisite. Now, I could rank it a little higher, but I think for me, it's just one of those that when I look at the epilogue, which is, it really cuts off on chapter 9, a little bit after World War II, and pretty much the epilogue is a little bit of a 20th century, here's what happens in the rest of the century kind of view. And I think there's so many things that did occur that weren't really talked about. And I think from a commerce standpoint, it would have been much more interesting to talk about that. It kind of sums it up that, well, a lot of champagne houses are owned by conglomerates, which is true to a degree, but there are a lot of independent producers and some amazing wines, and that we still have them today. So it's a good read, recommend it, 9.1 out of a 10.0 scale. For more reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Vimeo. Salud.